mostly? What would you take away from the last week?
Just that any sort of kind of predictions that the road was going to be a stumbling block for us were, ill-founded. I don't think we had any insecurity about it, but when the schedule came out, there was a lot of talk about 4 of our first 5 on the road. That is tough, but we like the road. The team's good on the road. We like big crowds if we get them away, and they, you got to have a real cohesive and I think good chemistry in your unit to enjoy the road. Otherwise, you're annoyed pretty quickly. But this team really enjoys itself, so the road hasn't been an issue for us.
6-8 6-0 team at home in the Big 12 this year. How can I take this momentum from the road stretch back into the home stretch?
I think it gives you confidence, but you also recognize that Baylor's a different team. And every week a different team comes in, and they have different ideas and different strengths and different weaknesses. And I think Baylor's having a really good season. It might even be the breakout season for the new staff. I mean, they're really turning the corner. We knew they would. They're good. But the question is, are we ready for them? And certainly playing at home will help us in that regard.
Taylor's had either a goal or an assist in the last 3 games. How is she being able to establish herself in the lineup and really contribute to the field?
Well, her productivity got her in the lineup. If you've got 5 or 6 goals and the only other person to have that's Parsons and she's an attacking mid, then you got to get in the lineup because you're being productive. That's number one. And then you got to keep it by continuing to be dangerous and productive. Some players get the chance to start and then they pull back like that was their destination. Starting is not the destination. Starting is just the beginning of giving you the opportunity to play more minutes. The destination is the win, the victories. And Z just embraced it. She's like, okay, good. I get more minutes now. I'm gonna earn my keep, and I'm gonna stay in the starting 11. And she's done that.
Macy's mentioned her relationship with Cassie Taylor as a big component of this defense. How is their relationship and chemistry been so big for you on defense?
Just uber competitive. My gosh, I wouldn't want to play Macy in ping pong. I mean, they just hate to lose. They're both very kind of foundationally built on, competing. They don't like when they individually get beat. Crunch is the best shot blocker we've ever had, one of the best 1v1 defenders we've ever had. And so, just their kind of unity is found in their desire to compete and desire to win and desire to push the team. Macy's more verbal in that regard than Cassie, but Cassie sets a great example for everyone. So they're just two, they're cut from the same cloth, to be honest. And so they get each other, and they've enjoyed a lot of good backline minutes together.
Faith had 6 saves in the last game. How is she going to come back from that injury and really step up and keep her play at such a high level?
I mean, Faith was trying to tell us she could play the very next day. So it was our doctors that wisely held her out, and then when she was released, she jumped back in. But those jobs are competitive too. Sid did a great job in relief and got 2 shutouts, and I think Faith was eager to get back in there and claim her minutes and continue to be the starting keeper for us. She's done really well.
You mentioned being able to take advantage of all those trips on the road. How much more important is it now to make sure you don't slip up in this next 3 here at home?
No, I agree. We've talked a lot about, any win that you have the previous week just sets you up for success the next week. And if you don't capitalize on that, then sometimes those wins or those road wins, for example, are for naught. You can lose air from the balloon if you come home and just assume that walking through that gate means we're going to win. We're confident here. We're comfortable here. We love our fans. But at the same time, we understand how hard it is to win in this league, and the whole team is bought into that.
What has made Faith so good in goal for you guys? I mean, before the season started, you guys said you didn't know who was going to be in goal, and quickly we realized who it was going to be.
I think there's a couple things. First, physiologically, this young woman has incredible spring. I think they call it bounce in basketball. I mean, she can fly. At 5'7", she's pushing balls over the crossbar that you'd almost have to be 6'1" to get a hold of. She's got great jumping ability. Her vertical, her athleticism is off the charts. So physically, she's got the tools. 2 more things. One is her hands, very reliable, super grabby, so to speak. And then she's also a competitor and loves the games, just loves to play soccer. Her heart is full of the joy of playing the sport, and not everybody has that. Athletes like that. They're fun to be around, and it just kind of gives them that extra edge, and Faith has that.
What about Baylor? Stand out to you most?
Well coached, well organized. They're definitely more of a passing team than the previous regime that was way more direct, way more physical. They've added a really good goalkeeper and a really good forward from the transfer portal. Both came from TCU. Both were stars. and they've helped Baylor a lot, but they're not the only ones. They're just the newest additions. So they're on the move, no question. It's going to be a great Big 12 matchup. We're just glad to be here.
Along, and it's really nice to have her back. I mean, she was out with injury, but we're not just like good on the field, but we're really close off the field, which helps bring that chemistry. I know where she's going to be. She knows where I'm going to be. We have each other's cover, and we talk the whole game, so it makes it really easy.
From year 1 to year 4 now, how do you think? What's the biggest thing you've done to kind of level up your game?
Honestly, just talking with the coaches every year about things that I can improve on over the summer. That's a big time for individual improvement. Also in the spring, that's a time to come in early and focus on what you need to work on. And it's also just confidence, you know. A senior compared to a freshman, you grow confidence playing. So.
Was there a moment this year that you thought really defined how great your defense was going to be in a specific game or specific moment?
Definitely the TCU game. We were under a lot of pressure right from the beginning, but our defense just held strong. We were all playing together, all communicating, shifting, covering, blocking. It was a great defensive effort by us.
What is your goal personally and as a team going through the rest of Big 12 play into the postseason?
We keep doing mini quests, so obviously we want to make it to the Big 12 tournament, win the Big 12, but we kind of separate it into mini quests, like winning this game, this is all we can focus on is this Friday, so winning game by game, and then individually my goal is just to be the best teammate and the best leader I can be on the field.
You mentioned winning game to game, but was there a message, not to let down after you guys played so well on the road, but not being able to let down in this next 3-game stretch at home?
Yeah, honestly, we've talked a lot about November teams win on the road, and so we were able to perform there, but now that we're at home, we have a crowd, we have a community, and we don't lose at home, which is our goal. So not let down and play through that. And Baylor's a tough team, so we got to be prepared and ready to go.
Going so well for you, especially the last couple of weeks, but obviously you've had a pretty solid season as well.
Yeah, I think honestly the biggest thing has been the trust that my team has had in me, and I think it's a mutual thing. We talk a lot of times about this feeling of I got you and you got me, and how much freedom that allows us to play with, and trusting that my backline has got me is honestly just, they've been the ones saving the day, and the whole goalkeeper of the week, it's honestly been a backline of the week, so yeah, thanks to Crunch Molly, Macy and Elise, they've been saving me every game. So.
How long did it take you to adjust whenever you got here? Obviously, I know the first few weeks were a little rough, but you were playing pretty good competition there as well.
First week's adjust when I arrived a little bit?
Yeah, well, I guess to the season.
Oh, season?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously that first game against Penn State, that was really hard, and I think for a lot of us that was a big wake-up call. And I think we've always had this vision of who we want to be, and I think, slowly as the weeks have gone on, we're seeing a lot of glimpses of that, and glimpses of us being our best self, and it's honestly pretty awesome and exciting to see. So I definitely think we got off to a rough start that first game, but as everyone else did, and I don't think that scoreline reflected the team that we are, but I think we bounced back really quickly, and honestly we're super excited for the rest of Big 12s.
You guys were able to take care of business 3 straight on the road as well. How important is to make sure you guys don't kind of let up, especially with the next 3 here at home?
Yeah, I think Blair in one of our last games said that November teams win on the road, and Tom emphasizes every single day this idea of not letting our foot off the gas, and we want to be a November team, and especially being at Walker and how awesome our fans are, we want to win not just for ourselves but for them and the culture that we have here at Tech.
How have you seen this team grow from even when you got here in July to this point now?
Yeah, this team is honestly, I think one of my favorite parts about being on this team is just how much fun we have on a day-to-day, and it's kind of cool seeing how much growth we've made, not just from a fitness standpoint, but from a personal off the field standpoint, but seeing all of that come together on the field has been awesome, and the soccer that we're playing on a day-to-day basis is just getting better and better every day. And again, I think the fun and the freedom that we have and all comes from the trust and bonds that we have with each other, and Tom does a great job of kind of letting us play free and giving us guidelines, but I think how much we've kind of come into our own has been super cool to watch.
And we got hurt against Utah State. How have you gotten so comfortable from that game going into Big 12 play so far?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know anything about my injury, but it took me out a little bit, and I had to get braces now, so that's why I have these on. But yeah, like I said, I think the trust that I have in my defense has been the biggest thing for me, and I have absolutely full trust in them, and I know they have the same for me, and I think that, like I said, allows us to play free and just have that much confidence every time we step on the field together.
first time in braces? Or did you have them when you were younger as well?
No, I had them when I was younger, but I think I look a lot better with them this time around, thank goodness. But yeah, no, I can't wait to get them off. But that's why I have this little mouth guard. So if you guys ever see this, it's my mouth guard.